Are you ready? Are you ready for Zebec and Algorand real world assets and payments? Are you ready for a crypto that can control and be in the driver's seat for payments in Europe and in the US and is partnered with ADP, BlackRock, Circle, Ripple, and now Algorand? Are you ready for that? We shall break down this Twitter Spaces that they have here. And I was listening to it a little bit at work, but I didn't really inhale it. So honestly, it's going to kind of be my first time listening to it. So let's get into it here. But as always, cue our guy, Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. Thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
What is up, Blackrue crew? We're in the house. And as always, let's talk our partner, DCENT Wallet. If you really want to help the channel out, one of the best ways to help the channel and help yourself is to buy a DCENT wallet. Okay, let's go ahead and play the commercial now. Your crypto deserves the best protection. So why settle for less? DCENT Crypto Wallet isn't just another wallet. It's safe, secure, easy to use, and supports your favorite cryptocurrencies all at the touch of a button. And now with my exclusive link, you'll save $30 on your new wallet. Better security, smarter investing, $30 in your pocket. Click on the link now and secure your better security today. Okay, so yeah, one wallet, $30 off, two wallets, $99 off. One of the best ways to help the channel and help yourself with DCENT Wallet. Okay, so I'm really excited about this. Let's go ahead and share the screen here. See some regulars in the house. What's up, Jose De La Torre? What's up, Charlie J? What's up, Jack Thompson? Thank you, Teddy Riley, for the constant support, man. T Riley, excuse me, T Riley. Teddy Riley is a famous singer from back in the day. What's up, T Riley 05? What up, Blackrue crew? Let's get it. What's up, Victory V? What's up, Dreamer? What's up, Jack Thompson in the house? I know Jack's loving this loan, how loan and XPR is just taking off. Shout out to Brett V, Nerky 530p, Digital Money 111, Worry the Dream, what's up, .biz, Dave F. Let's get into it, guys. We'll go straight into this. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear it. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to come back out to see if you guys can hear it. I don't hear anything yet.
Narratives in the space.
Well, look, it was a bit on Mark. Are you guys?
So I heard it something then, but let me just check and see if you guys heard that. Oh, it's catching up. What's up, Peter Bolera? Hello from Texas. That's cool, man. Rico Clean, what's up? Okay, everybody can hear. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so here we go. You should hear something soon. Do 2x speed. Okay, it's coming. I'm sure.
All right, mic check, mic check. Chris, can you see if you can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Perfect, loud and clear.
Okay.
Beautiful. So let me make sure Simon and Mark are you guys listening to me fine?
Hey guys. Yep, absolutely. I'm here.
Hey Mark, how are you? Great to have you guys.
Okay.
All right. So before, I guess we can kick it off, right, Simon? Or are we waiting?
Yes, let's kick it off. We only have 30 minutes today, and we want to get through a lot of great content.
Shall I start?
Yeah. So before we start, today we got well, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining today on this Thursday. Today we got a super special Spaces, and we got a special host today, a former editor for the Independent, major publication in London, Chris. So happy to have you on, and I'll give it to you. Take it over.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Blackhurst. I'm delighted to be hosting the Zebec Spaces, focusing on RWA momentum in Web3, Zebec's evolving role, and Algorand's position in the market. Let's start.
I actually like Ben White. I was listening earlier a little bit, and I was wondering who that guy was. And I guess he's a famous guy, but I think Ben White's been doing a good job with these. Maybe he just couldn't make it, and they got someone else to do that. But I've been hearing Ben White, and Ben White's been kind of working for me. But let me give this guy more of a chance. And I'm sure he's a very famous guy. They just said he was a famous guy from London. But I think Ben White's been doing a pretty good job with these. But yeah, let's continue on here.
Start at the beginning, because this is hugely important. Simon, I understand you recently spoke at the British House of Lords. How cool is that? How was it?
Well, first of all, thank you for everyone for joining, and thank you, Chris, for graciously hosting this space, and Mark from Algorand as well. We're very much looking forward to your contribution to this discussion. So yes, we did have the honor of speaking in the House of Parliament in Westminster. The conversation was around regulation and corporate compliance. We're very much looking forward to coming back and contributing to the work of Baroness Susan Kramer and her team around the upcoming stablecoin policy here in the UK.
Okay, so they spoke at the House of Lords. That's nice.
And was it?
And you guys, there's a whole bunch of information going around about them speaking at the House of Lords and stuff like that. So we'll just continue on here.
A case of new tech meeting the old, or I mean, were you very comfy in those surroundings?
Well, look, it was a bit out of our element as a technology company to be up there with government officials, but I think there was a lot to be learned from both sides.
All right, brilliant. Listen, moving on to the topic of today, we're going to talk real world assets, or RWAs, and how they've become one of the loudest narratives in the space. Why? Why do you think that is?
It's a great question. I mean, there's been a lot of buzz around RWAs recently in the past couple of months. I mean, I think you could really bring it back to the beginning of crypto. Crypto's been searching for use cases for well over a decade. And now with the largest economy in the world blessing stablecoins and tokenization technology, we are ready to see Wall Street move aggressively into the space, bridging the gap between TradFi and DeFi.
Ooh, there we go. So Wall Street moving into the space, bridging TradFi and DeFi. We already know. Shout out to Crypto Future. I just did an exclusive video with Maximus Crypto and Crypto Future for the Patreon. One of the things he was talking about was how BlackRock, right? We know BlackRock and JP Morgan have very much pushed tokenization, right? And who are these guys partnered with? We know they're partnered with JP Morgan, and we know they're partnered with BlackRock through the whole Ondo Securitize connection, okay? So they are the perfect company for tokenization. That is Zebec, and what they're doing with payroll, just the perfect company. So are you ready for this, right? Are your bags packed for this, right? And if you look at the price, which we won't look at right now, we see Zebec's price has jumped up from the 0.0029 level it was at to around 0.004, right? But anything I think under a penny, in my opinion, is a bargain, okay? Is a bargain. All right, now let's continue.
Asset tokenization of RWAs lets investors from around the world participate in markets that they may not have had access to in this traditional structure. So it makes investments a lot more accessible and democratized, very similar to the ethos of Zebec's approach to streaming finance and unlocking the value that exists in payroll.
Perfect. He said a lot with a little right there. Very profound in what he said. So he's saying that tokenization will open up things like Zebec will open up things for the unbanked with this payroll, real-time streaming payroll. Again, payroll will now with Stellar and Ripple, the fees will be very, 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 very low. So now you can bank the unbanked. You can get rid of fees like how I've been telling you guys as far as like my trips to Germany. They wouldn't let me use a card even though they had a card there because they didn't want to pay the fees, right? Most people use cash there. So again, banking the unbanked. Tokenization may give people who wouldn't normally have access to certain things like loans, certain things like stocks. It will give them access to it via tokenization. Now let's go back here and we're going to probably slow this down a little bit.
Blessing stablecoins and tokenization technology, we are ready to see Wall Street move aggressively into the space, bridging the gap between TradFi and DeFi. Asset tokenization of RWAs lets investors from around the world participate in markets that they may not have had access to in this traditional structure. So it makes investments a lot more accessible and democratized, very similar to the ethos of Zebec's approach to streaming finance and unlocking the value that exists in payroll.
So what?
Okay, so it looks like as a, I think there's some connection between Zebec and XPR. They've gone to now from streaming payroll to streaming finance. So he said streaming finance, which is the exact same way that XPR says it now. They say streaming finance, and they say that they offer streaming finance. And Zebec just said they offer streaming finance through payroll. So I really think there might be a connection there. That's just my speculation. And I've made that speculation before through the Fiserv stablecoin. So let's go ahead and continue on here.
What role do you see Zebec playing in that evolution?
So Zebec's history has really been around stablecoin payroll. We're the market leader in the space, and we pioneered the technology nearly 4 years ago when the market was not even talking about this use case at all. Payroll is the foundation of a lot of our products. And at Zebec, we're driving millions of dollars in new volume entering the crypto space as employees increasingly elect to take part of their salary in digital assets, namely stablecoins. This then opens up these users to a world of possibilities within DeFi or simply reinvesting their payroll into major assets, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, no different than how many Americans may invest part of their earnings into a stock portfolio through.
Oh, that's amazing. So again, he's kind of connecting this to retirement, right? Which is something we've drilled and said many times on this show, right? And he's saying, okay, well, through payroll now, if you can get part of your payroll in to cryptocurrency, which is he's basically talking about their wage link program that they already offer and probably already test out. You can now have part of your payroll. You can probably switch that over, using USDC, right? Circle. You can switch that over to Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this is literally the wage link product, right? Which of course they're going to cup and tuck that into the super app, where from the super app, I'm sure you'll be able to take, wage link and take your USDC and do other things like get a loan and do DeFi, which he's also mentioning right now as well. So let's go back here just for a second.
Opens up these users to a world of possibilities within DeFi or simply reinvesting their payroll into major assets, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, no different than how many Americans may invest part of their earnings into a stock portfolio through a 401k deduction. What's even more exciting is the prospect of connecting the payroll flow to this huge arena of tokenized real-world assets, which are growing by the month. And this then allows employees to expand their investments far beyond, the basic crypto digital assets into a variety of RWAs through an on-chain transfer or even a DCA contract. So we're super, super excited to have Algorand as a key partner for us on.
Man, this makes me so excited, guys. Like, we've already kind of been through this already, right? and he's hinting at it, right? We already know through Ondo, which is real world assets, right? We already know through Ondo, they tokenize BlackRock index funds. They tokenize Tesla stock. They tokenize Visa stock. So again, once you're into that conduit with WageLink, you can now take your USDC, not only invest in cryptocurrencies, but invest in tokenized stock. Okay? So this is all of what we're talking about retirement. He's saying it without saying it. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
On this flow. Obviously, this announcement was made today, so it's very, very fresh, and we're going to get into some more details on the space. A variety of RWAs through an on-chain transfer or even a DCA contract. So we're super, super excited to have Algorand as a key partner for us on this flow. Obviously, this announcement was made today, so it's very, very fresh, and we're going to get into some more details on the space. As we truly believe that the Algorand network is set up extremely well to handle large volumes of payroll transactions, and it is, of course, the largest platform for RWA tokenization out there in the market today.
Well, that's great. I mean, let's talk about our guests. We're going to talk Algorand, L1, billions and TVL, ISO 2022 compliant, making a huge impression in the RWA space. Simon, can you introduce our guest?
Okay. My only critique, and it has nothing to do with Zebec, has to do with the host. To me, Ben seemed a little sharper as far as like his punctuation. Chris seems a little bit more lax with his. And if you're a London speaker, maybe that's fine. But honestly, I kind of prefer Ben White. Like maybe you just couldn't. You know what I mean? Maybe you just couldn't. But you know, if Zebec actually watches these and they value an opinion, and I'm not knocking the guy, but I think I've got grown to prefer Ben White, and he seems a little bit more crisp. Okay, and you'll see what more about that later. But anyways, that's less about Zebec and Algorand and more about the host. But let's continue.
Absolutely. Well, welcome, Mark Vanderberg, who's the Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer from the Algorand Foundation. It's a real pleasure to have you on our spaces today, Mark.
Well, thanks,
So Mark,
it's so glad to be here.
Mark, hello.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Listen, when it comes to RWAs, there are a handful of L1s trying to claim that narrative. Why does Algorand stand out from the rest?
Yeah, well, maybe for your listeners that may not all be familiar with Algorand, let me do a very quick intro on Algorand. So Algorand is a layer 1 blockchain, as you mentioned, and has been around for more than 6 years. And it was founded by Turing Award winner Silvio Micali.
Yeah, he's going into Algorand. Like, check it out. We talked a little bit about Algorand yesterday and how it solves the blockchain's trilemma. Yesterday is one of our highest viewed shows. Don't fall for it, okay? Don't fall for it. One of our highest viewed shows yesterday. Definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out. We're not going to go all into it today, but yeah, we get into who Algorand is a little bit. Of course, you're going to hear it from the source here, but he might not have gone as in depth as we did a little bit because they do only have a 30-minute time frame here.
And the key innovation that Silvio came up with was a new, very elegant consensus mechanism that is super, super lightweight, and that uses kind of a lottery system as its basis. And the result of that mechanism is that we have a chain that is highly scalable, highly decentralized, and is highly secure at the same time. And so the chain currently can cover over 10,000 transactions per second. So anyone can run.
He basically mentioned that they basically solve the blockchain trilemma. It's highly scalable, highly secure, and highly fast and decentralized.
Years, and it was founded by Turing Award winner Silvio Micali. And the key innovation that Silvio came up with was a new, very elegant consensus mechanism that is super, super lightweight, and that uses kind of a lottery system as its basis. And the result of that mechanism is that we have a chain that is highly scalable, highly decentralized, and is highly secure at the same time. And so the chain currently can cover over 10,000 transactions per second. Anyone can run a node. You can stake as little as 1 algo, and you can run a node on a mini computer, a mini PC, which you can rarely do on any other chain. And it's highly secure at the same time. And so the chain has really been built from the start for real world use cases. And we have features such as instant finality, which basically allows users to kind of instantly settle transactions on chain at very low and predictable fees. And so,
Woo! He's making me want to go buy some Algorand. Like, I purchased some Algorand like long time ago, and just like it's just chilling. It's chilling in a cold storage solid somewhere. But he's making me want to go buy some more Algorand. I tell you what, that's amazing.
And so this kind of technical underpinning makes the chain extremely well suited for tokenization use cases. And we've seen many, many examples. As you mentioned, Simon, we've been an early mover in this space. We've seen many, many examples on chain of tokenized assets, equities. Like the first, people talk now about equities all the time, but the first stock that was ever tokenized on a blockchain was the Exodus stock, and it's tokenized on Algorand. So we have money market funds, we have US treasuries. Gold is being tokenized. We have a very interesting company called Lofty that is tokenizing real estate on chain. And we also have tokenization of non-financial products. Like, for instance, we worked with like the big energy provider Enel to tokenize solar panels. So users can actually buy a solar panel without having to install the panel on their roof, and they get all the benefits without all the hassle associated with it.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Interesting.
Look, Mark, is Algorand's ISO is Algorand's ISO 2022 compliance an enterprise-ready architecture? Is that the real differentiator, or is it these partnerships that you're building?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors. The ISO compliance, of course, is very important, and we are actually one of only a handful of blockchains that are compliant. And so the US Treasury, via the Federal Reserve, is now implementing this ISO standard as the global messaging standard for like Fedwire fund service. And so being part of that standard and being compliant with that standard, of course, is very, very important and very critical.
I like that he put in the fact that the US Treasury, through FedNow, through Fedwire, has implemented ISO. Okay? And Algorand is one of the few companies that is ISO 20022 compliant. So again, are you ready? Right? Are you ready? If you're an XRP investor, if you're an Algorand investor, if you're an XLM investor, if you're a Zebec investor, which probably has compliance through Circle already, like the money that is going to be flowing through these things, right? The money that's going to be flowing through these things. And this just happened, right? We're only 10 days in, okay? We're only 10 days in since the ISO has been really enacted, right? Maybe we actually see the results of it either next month or the month after, okay? In which this whole little flash mini little pullback we had is going to be nothing compared to where we're going, okay? So, up to you, but are you ready? Are you ready?
The second piece is like the enterprise-ready architecture. It's really important because you don't want to tokenize on quicksand, right? And so, for instance, our ledger today is one of the few ledgers out there that is quantum secure. And if you're thinking about tokenizing treasuries, and if you're like a government, you're not thinking 5-10 years in advance. You're thinking 50, 100 years in advance. And you want to make sure that whatever you tokenize on chain will still be secure when quantum computers hit. And
remember, we talked about this yesterday, right? That Algorand is quantum secure, okay? So not only do they solve the blockchain trilemma in that they're fast, decentralized, and secure, they also they're even more secure in the fact that they're quantum secure.
that's what we have today. The chain is kind of quantum secure today from a ledger perspective. But of course, none of this really matters if you don't have the right partnerships at the same time, because it's companies like Zebec that make the magic happen for users, right? We are just the kind of infrastructure layer below it. We make sure everything kind of runs properly and there's no downtime and it's secure and it's safe. But ultimately, what drives the usage is the companies like Zebec who basically build services on top of it that make the blockchain sing.
You know what? Also, and he's kind of saying, okay, Zebec is going to run on top of us, right? We're the infrastructure below it. But now this makes me think, because of Nautilus chain, right? That all of these networks can plug into one another, of course, through Nautilus chain. But it never occurred to me that Algorand was one of those networks. I don't know that they've ever kind of highlighted that as far as Algorand goes. They talk about Sui, they talk about Aptos, they talk about Base, they talk about Stellar, but do they talk about Algorand? I don't know. I have to do a little research on that. But as far as I know, I haven't heard it kind of mentioned like that. So we might be sleeping on Algorand out here, guys. We might be sleeping on Algorand. So interesting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Nautilus. And it's nice that Zebec works with all these different networks. Excuse me. Let's continue.
Yeah, that's really the magic of this partnership, is you're bringing really the top tier infrastructure layer in the market of Algorand with the real world users of Zebec coming together.
Yep.
It sounds great.
So, yep.
I love the word magic and infrastructure and people working together.
Let me just hit that again, because I was profound what Simon said.
The magic of this partnership is you're bringing really the top tier infrastructure layer in the market of Algorand with the real world users of Zebec coming together.
Right, and then that was a kind of a criticism, was that Zebec is running on Solana, right? Which Solana has some downtime, it has, but we know Solana and Visa are pretty, kind of synonymous. We've shown you that. But again, it seems like Algorand and its tech is really being slept on. And they're kind of highlighting that right now. And when I say slept on, kind of like overlooked, or not thought of enough. To not use slang, So he's saying Zebec is bringing the real world users to actual really great tech. So let's continue.
It sounds great. I love the word magic and infrastructure and people working together to make things happen. It sounds brilliant. Simon, listen, people talk about tokenizing buildings, cars, treasuries. What does it look like when you actually tokenize payroll? How people are paid? How does that look like? How does it look like when you tokenize payroll itself?
Well, payroll has really not been a core part of the RWA conversations really until recently. And the way we think about payroll tokenization is there's really two elements to it. So the first is what most people think of payroll, which is of tokenized payroll, which is essentially using a tokenized form of the US dollar or other fiat equivalent to make the payroll transaction. This is what we've been building for years and will soon be expanding to the Algorand network, initially with the USDC stablecoin, of course, from Circle, but on the Algorand network. So that is a project that
So again, as Circle goes, as Zebec goes, and this is basically going to bridge USDC to Algorand.
we're launching now with this partnership. And then the second aspect of payroll tokenization is a much more nascent concept. And it involves the earned wage access industry, which is primarily in the US and some parts of Europe. Earned wage access, or EWA, it's a program that lets employees receive a portion of their paycheck in advance of payday with a fee. Although this is the very concept that streaming payroll technology and crypto solves for in a much cheaper and more efficient way, earned wage access remains used in certain areas of the economy, particularly with lower wage jobs, hourly jobs, where they also don't have as much adoption of crypto payroll. So EWA.
Interesting. Is he telling us something here? Could Uber or lower wage jobs like this, no disrespect to Uber drivers or anything like that, But could this, EWA, I believe he said it was, could this be a door for Zebec to get into something like, you know, paying Uber drivers or something like city workers or something like that, right? Again, no disrespect to city workers or anything like that, but just this could be a way that Zebec gets into a niche in which they're having a lot of people use the card, and the buyback is now making Zebec even more deflationary because they're heavy in that niche.
That streaming payroll technology and crypto solves for in a much cheaper and more efficient way. Earned wage access remains used in certain areas of the economy, particularly with lower wage jobs, hourly jobs, where they also don't have as much adoption of crypto payroll.
Hourly job. That screams to me like maybe an Uber. Ooh.
So EWA providers, they sit on large payroll receivables that bear yield in the form of access fees that are paid by employees. And these assets can be tokenized on chain in the same manner that treasuries or other debt instruments can be brought on chain. So this has never been done before, but this is a concept that we are exploring now actively. So the more efficient way, earned wage access remains used in certain areas of the economy, particularly with lower wage jobs, hourly jobs, where they also don't have as much adoption of crypto payroll. So EWA providers, they sit on large payroll receivables that bear yield in the form of access fees that are paid by employees. And these assets can be tokenized on chain in the same manner that treasuries or other debt instruments can be brought on chain. So this has never been done before, but this is a concept that we are exploring now actively. So through Zebec's very own wage link application, which is processed.
This is very interesting, and he's talking about assets that are bearing yield. That's USDY, okay? We already know that USDY, which they're partnered with Ondo and Stellar for, is a stablecoin that draws yield. He's giving us so much here. So much. I don't know who said in the comments here, but this is a massive, 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 massive freaking AMA. It's this is crazy.
Processing earned wage access transactions for payroll clients of PayBridge and other partner companies of ours, we are exploring the very first tokenization of such assets on-chain through the Algorand network. So this is a great example of a completely new asset class that fits within the credit category coming on-chain. It can.
Okay, so it fits within the credit category, which remember they were saying that, oh, okay, well, stablecoins can't be yield bearing. So maybe this is like the way to get around USDY, right? Because we already know USDY, if it doesn't fit in the Genius Act, and we know BlackRock and Ondo and Securitize were behind it, we know it was going to be, it was going to be giving some place where it could fit in, right? And to me, it seems like they're going to fit this in the credit category. Let's hear that one more time.
Bridge and other partner company debt instruments can be brought on chain. So this has never been done before. But
so the debt instruments, they can be brought on chain. This is what we're taking from his words here. Just going back just a second here.
Technology and crypto solves for in a much cheaper and more efficient way. Earned wage access remains used in certain areas of the economy, particularly with lower wage jobs, hourly jobs, where they also don't have as much adoption of crypto payroll. So EWA providers, they sit on large payroll receivables that bear yield in the form of access fees that are paid by employees. And these assets can be tokenized on chain in the same manner that treasuries or other debt instruments can be brought on chain. So this has never been done before, but this is a concept that we are exploring now actively. So through Zebec's very own wage link application, which is processing earned wage access transactions for payroll clients of PayBridge and other partner companies of ours, we are exploring the very first tokenization of such assets on-chain through the Algorand network. So
he's basically saying they're already doing it through PayBridge right now, and they're exploring that through Algorand, maybe because it's faster, cheaper. It's the best tech in which they can do it on. Perhaps at least maybe, this is speculation on my part. Perhaps this is the best. Let me just put it this way. Perhaps Algorand is the best network they can do it on, right? So let's just continue here.
This is a great example of a completely new asset class that fits within the credit category coming on chain. It connects to our existing payroll business and our existing payroll flows and opens up a whole new yield opportunity to investors that may want to diversify out of standard credit investments.
It sounds fantastic.
So it's opening up a whole new yield category for customers to invest that don't want to necessarily invest with credit. Okay. So this is the whole kind of, like he just mentioned earlier, like the payroll advanced type of thing. They're doing this, and it's never been done before. But of course, we know they're partnered with BlackRock. They're partnered with ADP. If anybody's going to do it, they're going to do it. And I'm sure this is probably what they need their SOC 2 for and all of that different stuff. So I'm loving it.
I want it. The idea of getting paid in advance. Oh God! Right, Simon. What makes Algorand the right chain for EWA partnership?
So Algorand has a feature called atomic swaps that essentially let you simultaneously settle a payment for an asset with the delivery of the asset at the same time, all within a single transaction. So this effectively reduces any counterparty risks that you'd have, and it creates a trustless environment for the trading of assets. But I'm sure Mark can contribute to this at a much deeper level than I can.
Oh, Mark, do you want to go deeper? EWA part
Diversify out of standard credit investments.
It sounds fantastic. I want it.
The
idea of getting paid in advance. Oh God! Right, Simon. What makes Algorand the right chain for EWA partnership?
So Algorand has a feature called atomic swaps that essentially let you simultaneously settle a payment for an asset with the delivery of the asset at the same time, all within a single transaction. So this effectively reduces any counterparty risks that you'd have, and it creates a trustless environment for the trading of assets. But I'm sure Mark.
Okay, that atomic swap thing seems very, very important. It seems like Algorand, because of the speed of the network, can settle something in a way that there's no counterparty risk, and in that, I think this is kind of like the whole nostro vostro kind of deal a little bit here, but in a smaller sense. Let's see how they're going to explain it to us.
Can contribute to this at a much deeper level than I can.
Oh, Mark, do you want to go deeper?
Yeah, atomic swaps. I mean, atomic swaps are absolutely. Simon did a great job at explaining it. They're absolutely a key feature here, and and this is just one of the features that make Algorand really enterprise ready and enterprise great. And it's a core feature in any kind of financial transactions because, as Simon said, it eliminates any counterparty risk, and it makes sure that payments get settled instantly on chain, and specifically in the context.
Okay, payments being settled instantly on chain. So this is another kind of issue of settlement, which blockchain kind of just solves this, in which it can settle instantly, so there's no counterparty risk.
So, for instance, debit card. This is also a critical feature. You could actually run a debit card with a fully on-chain balance management. You don't have to do anything off-chain. All the balances can be on-chain. You can actually top up or like do any kind of actions with your debit card on-chain because of this instant finality feature. If you don't have that, then you always have to have like a secondary ledger that keeps track of the balances because you can't trust the ledger to do it. But with an instant finality environment, you can actually manage everything on-chain and make it free, transparent, and visible. And so
instant finality on-chain, that's amazing.
It's a great enabler for a whole series of financial use cases.
This honestly makes me wonder about, is Algorand's tech better than Solana's? This honestly makes me, this is what pops up. This is the first question that pops up in my head. Now, I cannot tell you one way or the other, but if they're saying to me now that Algorand is doing this for them, my question is, could Solana not do this for you? That would be my next question, right? logically. So honestly, I'm glad that Algorand can do this for them, but this now makes me question: can Solana not do this? Just the thought.
Can we talk a bit about the debit card? How does that work?
Yeah, so we actually recently launched on the Zebec card suite the integration of the Algo token. So this is now live on our silver and our carbon card, meaning that users can now spend Algorand in the real world in fiat currency with minimal to no fees. So that is a really exciting development that we encourage the community of both Zebec and Algorand to check out.
And I think this
People can now spend their Algorand in real world on a Zebec silver and carbon card. That's huge.
On our silver and our carbon card, meaning that users can now spend Algorand in the real world in fiat currency with minimal to no fees. So that.
But again, if Algorand is doing all of this and this tech is this good and it's solving these type of problems, you might not want to be spending your Algorand. You might want to hold on to that asset. Not financial advice, but you can read between the lines on that one, right?
That is a really exciting development that we encourage the community of both Zebec and Algorand to check out.
And I think this is really where really crypto will go, in my view, will go mainstream, right? Because one of the big issues of crypto is both the on-ramping and the off-ramping. If you basically solve the on-ramping through payroll, right, and you solve the off-ramping to debit cards, then you basically have no reason not to have your life completely on-chain.
Wow. So Mark,
Yeah, that was
so that is a
profound.
really exciting development that we encourage the community of both Zebec and Algorand to check out.
And I think this is really where really crypto will go, in my view, will go mainstream, right? Because one of the big issues of crypto is both the on-ramping and the off-ramping. If you basically solve the on-ramping through payroll, right, and you solve the off-ramping to debit cards, then you basically have no reason not to have your life completely on-chain.
On-ramping,
wow.
on-ramping through payroll, off-ramping on debit cards. Okay? This is Zebec. Okay? Can we just hold that thought right quick? Shout out to Maximus Crypto for this, right? I just want to share one thing with you guys. So he's specifically talking about Zebec when he says this. Let me just pull up one thing right quick here. Bear with me just a second here. Okay, almost have it here. Okay. Okay, so let's share this. Okay, so this is ZDB chain. See our Patreon where we're gonna where Maximus breaks this down like really big time. I just want to point out this one thing. It says with ZDB chain, built-in support for fiat on and off ramps in real-world payment rails powered by MasterCard. Now you see that, right? Now, one thing I want to point out here, they're not doing that through themselves. They're doing that through Zebec because they have a Zebec silver card. And let me prove that to you. Shout out to the patrons. We shared this with you. Okay. But this is good general knowledge that everyone should have right now. Again, I'm not giving too much away from you guys, patrons. But I think this is really good knowledge people should have right now. Okay, let's share here. So we're excited to support, Zebec cards, new integration for ZDB chain and Zebec. We're excited to add support for XDB chain, a layer one build for brands. Starting midweek, ZDB will be live on Silver, and Zebec Silver and Carbon cards. Okay. Letting users spend their tokens anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Also, a custom ZDB debit card will be launching in a few weeks. So, what we just referenced, they got this through Zebec. Now, where have we heard this from before? From Martin Heisbeck, CEO of Uphold, when he was talking to Simon before. He was saying basically almost the exact same thing. He's saying this is where crypto is headed, where you don't really have the need for a regular bank account anymore. You have built-in fiat on and off ramps, and then you have the debit card, which is your off ramp. The on ramp is you getting paid. Oh my God, this is so freaking mind blowing. This is why I can see, like, remember how we were speculating that XRP people were grabbing up Zebec? This might be why they're grabbing it up like that, because Zebec is the off ramp. It's the off ramp with the card, and it's essentially all the off ramps, because whether it's on Ripple or Algorand, they're gonna take the payment, which is the on ramp, and they're gonna be the off ramp with the card. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh man. Oh man. Excuse me. Woo. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's just play again here. Let me know if you can still hear it. Wait a second. I need to share it back again. Okay. I'll go back 30 seconds or 15 seconds and let me know that you can hear it.
Solve the on-ramping through
Both Zebec and Algorand to check out.
And I think this is really where really crypto will go, in my view, will go mainstream, right? Because one of the big issues of crypto is both the on-ramping and the off-ramping. If you basically solve the on-ramping through payroll, right, and you solve the off-ramping to debit cards, then you basically have no reason not to have your life completely on-chain.
Wow. So, Mark, what stable coins are being built on or integrated with Algorand?
So the primary stablecoin that is used predominantly on Algorand is USDC, Circle's USDC. Besides USDC, we have a number of other stablecoins, specifically euro-denominated stablecoins. We have.
So, you guys listening, you can still hear it, right? And I'm seeing this comment from you here, Marco. I'm doing this live. Like, I really haven't listened to any of this, so everything that you're getting here is a reaction. So it's a reaction. So I'm pulling this up live as I'm listening to it for the first time. So I can understand what you're saying, but this is a reaction. So as I heard what he said, that inspired me to pull up what I just pulled up. Okay. So let's get back to it here.
EURD, which is a stable. So the primary stablecoin that is used predominantly on how to have your life completely mainstream, right? Because one of the big issues of crypto is both the on-ramping and the off-ramping. If you basically solve the on-ramping through payroll, right, and you solve the off-ramping to debit cards, then you basically have no reason not to have your life completely on-chain.
Wow. So, Mark, what stable coins are being built on or integrated with Algorand?
So the primary stablecoin that is used predominantly on Algorand is USDC, Circle's USDC. Besides USDC, we have a number of other stablecoins, specifically euro-denominated stablecoins. We have EURD, which is a stablecoin that's focused more on payments. We have EuroQ and USDQ. which are also European stablecoins that are managed and issued by Quantos, European company. All of these stablecoins are fully MiCAR compliant. And there's more stable.
And in our show yesterday, where Don't Fall For It, we're showing how Algorand is going to be used for European central banks. So it makes sense that the stablecoins they have are Eurocentric, okay, for the European Central Bank. But now, through Zebec, they're going to have USDC. Amazing.
Stablecoins coming because we just signed a partnership with Wormhole NTT that allows for cross-chain transfers of tokens and make it easy for stable.
And they just signed a deal with Wormhole, which lets them go all the way into Ripple, right? Oh man, can you guys see this? This is an amazing, like they only had 30 minutes, but they hit us with a lot of stuff here. So Algorand has the deal with Wormhole, which again almost further solidifies Zebec might have something to do with Ripple, even though they told us they have something to do with Ripple. We showed you that they have an investor, right, of Ripple's Lightspeed partners. Lightspeed is an investor in both Zebec and in Ripple. Man, gotta love it.
European company. All of these stablecoins are fully MiCAR compliant. And there's more stablecoins coming because we just signed a partnership with Wormhole NTT that allows for cross-chain transfers of tokens and make it easy for stablecoin providers to issue stablecoins on Algorand and have them transfer in and out of Algorand. So there's more coming.
And what about the stable coins that Zebec will be integrating? Can we talk about those?
Yes. So as we mentioned earlier, we will be integrating USDC, of course, from one of our backers and early investors, Circle, but on the Algorand network. That will be coming to our cards as well as our payroll tools. And from there, we're looking at integrating new stablecoins, which we've discussed in previous spaces, potentially as well some non-USD pegged stablecoins.
Of course, in previous spaces, they discussed that they've integrated RLUSD, which is Ripple's USD, with the silver card. So we already know that. And he chose not to tell us again here on this space, which, crafty of him.
But on the Algorand network, that will be coming to our cards as well as our payroll tools. And from there, we're looking at integrating new stablecoins, which we've discussed in previous spaces, potentially as well some non-USD pegged stablecoins, such as the ones that Mark mentioned as well, for serving the European markets.
So they're going to integrate the Euro stablecoins too, which is going to be great and perfect for Science Card for them to bring this to those university students. Like maybe right now they're getting paid in USDC, maybe. But it'll be interesting for them to get paid in euros, which is probably better for them, to use. But very, very, very cool. Just further solidifies them in both the euro and the American market.
Oh, wow. So, Simon, you've been tapped by the UK government around stables. What are they asking you? What's Zebec's point of view on how government should approach stablecoin policy? How do you work with them?
We can't go into a ton of detail there on our involvement, but we are looking.
Was bro supposed to ask that question? Oh man, I don't know.
To some of the legislation that's been coming out of the US as a guidepost for the UK, while taking into account the policies, priorities of the UK to keep the pound globally competitive as a major trading currency. So we're really excited to be part of these upcoming conversations here in the UK. It's really a signal of our commitment to the market. Of course, we've made a number of acquisitions here this year, and we are aggressively growing our business in this market. But of course, the US has been the first mover when it comes to stablecoin policy.
So, if anything, this shows that he says that he's working with the UK to get some stuff done with their stablecoins. That's really interesting. That's supremely interesting. Um, yeah, that's really interesting. I wonder. Shout out to Maximus Crypto. Maximus always connects Zebec to Quant. You know, Maximus does a lot of research on Quant. We know Quant is very heavy into the digital pound. We know Quant and Ripple are like mentioned on the Digital Pound Network's website. Um, Maybe they are looking to Zebec for this because Zebec already has USDC integrated with Circle, and they're doing things with that in America. So it just makes sense since they're going to use them and they're going to be using them or are already using them for the science card stuff already to have a conversation with them about stablecoins and how they can integrate it into the science card into other crypto cards that they plan to use there in the UK. This is very, very interesting. Maybe this is why we see them talking at Parliament because these relationships were already made. Okay.
Which is great to see, given the majority of Zebec's payroll business exists in the US, and we are now expecting to see much higher conversion rates into stablecoin payroll, given you have many banks that are signing on to the Genius Act. They're now able to process stablecoin transactions and work in close unison with payroll companies.
So here it is. He's telling us there's going to be more conversions. He's basically telling you right now, we're going to be in more people's hands. Like, I forget, somebody said on my stream or somewhere where this science card acquisition has doubled their card holders within a month. So imagine now the Genius Act is here. There are banks that are bringing stable coins on. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, bro. Like, this is huge for the future of Zebec. Cannot be underplayed, right? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I have to say this as a Brit, in London, not far away from the headquarters of the British government. How far behind are they? I mean, do they really get it? Can we see it soon?
I mean, it's a great question. I think the UK takes a little bit more of a wait and see approach, and they're a little bit more cautious to financial institution.
We've done it through history, guys. That's what we do. We're always last to the party.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely reasons why that measured and slower approach can make sense.
All right. Well, I'm pleased about that. But we are there, though, are we? We're actually, we're in the space and we're catching up.
Exactly.
Well, I think what's interesting.
It's like, I already told you I can't comment on it. He's like, exactly, 100%, buddy. But I guess for the gentleman there, Chris, the UK is behind. And he's like, how far behind are we? Simon chose not to comment because he seems to be working with the UK as far as getting them up to speed with where they want to be as far as stable coins go. And as far as that goes, as far as like having someone like Zebec be an on and off ramp for their stable coins. So that's huge if this is true. If this is true, and we gotta take their word for it. They're speaking with Algorand here. Algorand has shared this on their X page. Verifiably, it is Algorand's page. So we have to believe that what Simon's saying is true. So Zebec is working with the UK on getting their stablecoin up and running. Their stablecoins, like, he's having some input there with getting their stablecoins up and running. Like, are you ready? where are all the Zebec scammer people now, right? Because I think this is a very huge stamp of approval for Zebec. This looks very great. Algorand on top, or Algorand partnership, and proof here that, or at least from Simon saying that they might be working with the UK with their stablecoin. This is amazing.
Is I just read an article yesterday that appeared in The Economist,
Oh,
and under the title "Crypto's Big Bang Will Revolutionize Finance." This is probably the first positive article I've seen The Economist write about crypto. So that's a sign of the times. That's a sign of the times.
well, that's a huge breakthrough. They're normally very cynical about anything.
Yes.
They're very. I mean,
Okay, so this economist, I don't know this I don't know this one, but they apparently made this like their first positive article on cryptocurrency.
they really are well, cautious, but they probe and they challenge and they take a view,
Right.
and it's not often the right view. But
And it's all about, and the whole article is about stablecoins and tokenization. That's what it's about. And so they are seeing the future, and it's unfolding in front of us.
And do you think Big Bang is an exaggeration? I mean, do you really feel that's what we're heading towards?
I think also with the regulation that's changing in the US, with regulators being much more open and more innovation driven, I think we'll see major changes. Yes, we'll see major changes. Whether I'd call it a Big Bang, I don't know.
So keep in mind that ISO 20022 doesn't go live for the rest of the world until 11/22. So it makes sense that whatever Simon is helping the UK with, they're not really going to need until, or not they're not going to need it, but it's not going to come into full fruition until 11/22. Okay. So again, as far as shout out to the patrons and things like that, there may be certain coins that you might want to look at during that time that might be, something good to scoop up right now. Patrons, you already have a list for that.
No, but we'll definitely see major changes, and I think crypto will become far more mainstream as a result of this.
And to come back to something you said earlier, I mean, this is it's sort of the tipping point, isn't it? I mean, if you get paid this way, then there's really no excuse. I mean, you're in there, you're in the space, and
yeah,
it's really how most people are now going to embrace crypto.
Yeah, and I think the way crypto should work is that your money should always work for you. Like, let's say you get paid, directly in USDC, that money, the moment it's like in your wallet, it should work for you. It should generate yield, right? And that's possible, in a crypto environment. It's very.
The moment it's in your wallet, it should generate yield. That's USDY. Okay, right there.
Hard to get that done in a traditional finance environment, and that's, I think, the world where we're going towards, is that your money that you have will always work for you every second of the day, and I think that's how it's supposed to be.
And that's exactly the ethos of our real-time finance movement at Zebec, right? I mean, we were founded to make payroll and other streams of value in the economy happen in real time. So as you're receiving your payroll, you're also actively reinvesting a portion of it. You're earning a yield in a portion of it. It all works kind of like clockwork.
You're reinvesting a portion of it, and you're earning yield. He's saying retirement funds without saying retirement funds. He did say DeFi, right? But again, in that whole encompassing of RWA, we have retirement funds, we have tokenized stocks, we have any asset that can be tokenized, therefore leveraged for a loan, or collateralized for a loan would be the better term. You have all that possible with Zebec. Like, if you guys aren't excited for this, I don't know what else would excite you. I really don't. This is huge.
And look, I have to ask this because I'm not, it is safe, isn't it? I mean, you are going to be asked that question time and time again, probably by governments and by companies or anyone using it. It is safe. It's secure, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, if you think about Bitcoin, for instance, there's no bigger, honeypot available anywhere in the world for somebody to try and hack, Bitcoin system. Nobody's been able to do it. There's like $2 or $3 trillion sitting there for anybody who can successfully.
Don't lay down.
Bro just called Bitcoin a honeypot. But I see from his point of view, he can call Bitcoin a honeypot because Algorand is quantum secure, which of course I believe Bitcoin is not at this point. That's something. That's something. But one thing here, this really makes me I'm really like gaga head over heels for this asset Zebec that we're invested in. The future is so bright. Let's continue here.
Down the challenge. Don't lay down the challenge now.
Right? It's like
The people listening who think, right, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yeah, well, exactly. But
don't go there.
They've been trying. I think they've been trying for many years. And the same is true. All of these blockchains, they're cryptographically secure. And so it is 100% secure. Now, of course, there is, by moving into a self-custody environment where you kind of control your own money, that comes with challenges as well, right? You can't call your bank anymore when you've lost your your password, right? Because there's no bank to control your password. So you do have personal responsibilities to make sure that you keep the secrets and keep your passwords or your secret key.
Right, you got to make sure you keep your passwords and all of this safe. You don't want to keep too many things like in a way that you can expose your stuff. Yeah, this is very important.
Your private keys, you have to keep them secure, and if you lose them, there's risk associated with that. And so there are challenges of like this whole kind of self-custody environment, and that will require consumer education. But the blockchain of itself is highly secure.
And I would add here that stablecoins now are seeing a huge leap up in transparency and backing. Given that we're going to see so much more transaction volume occurring on stablecoins, it was important for the government to come in and
remember, stablecoins are just the bridge. They're just the conduit, and it seems like Zebec is the ship. It is the ship. It literally is the ship. It's the ship that's taking all of these kind of stable coins and everything and moving value from on and off of the ramp. They are the ship. Like like in all honesty, they are. So I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it.
and say, well, these are the rules. They have to be backed by, dollar equivalents or short dated treasuries to ensure that there's trust in the system.
Yeah, that's really the difference, isn't it? The fact is, it's now stable. It's backed. Whether it's by the dollar, it might soon be backed by the British pound. These are huge developments, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's an incredibly exciting time for our industry and for anyone that's building right now in the blockchain.
Gosh, I'm in the wrong space. And what's the timeline here? Are you able to put a timeline on how soon? I don't want to hold you to this, but how soon can we expect Big Bang?
I think it's happening as we speak, right? I think more and more. I think, to me, like, the regulatory clarity unlocks a bunch of things. Like the Genius Act was just approved in the US last week, so that is a massive unlock, right? I think you'll see a lot.
I thought both the Genius and the Clarity Act was approved, right? Someone in the audience knows that because they always emphasize Genius, but the Clarity Act was approved too, right?
Large number of players like moving into the stablecoin space, and that will drive tremendous usage. So I think you'll start seeing this happen over the next couple of months. I think it'll happen very, very quickly.
I agree. I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than people think. Just giving an example of Zebec, we've had multiple companies reaching out to us since the Genius Act looking for stablecoin payroll. This even includes publicly listed companies in the US. So
Bro just dropped that publicly listed companies were reaching out to them after the Genius Act was passed. Come on, guys. Like, mic drop. mic drop on that. And again, they're telling you, of course, you gotta know the messenger, right? They are a crypto company, but again, they're telling you, hey, it's right after the Genius Act, we were contacted by companies looking to do instant payroll. So again, could all of this be in place by the end of the year? Could it take a little bit longer than that? Maybe, but bottom line, you got the future of payroll in your hands. You got the future of payroll in your hands. Whereas, not financial advice or whatever, think about anything else that you would be invested in if it was like a CD or something like that. Or, you have a real, true to life asset in your hands. That is the future of payroll. I love it.
We had never seen that, during the years that we were kind of building without this regulatory clarity. So it's really refreshing to see.
Oh, it sounds. And final question. I mean, will there be a defining moment? I mean, is there a moment we should look out for, or are we through that and it's now about volume?
I think this defining moment is when Zebec launches on Algorand.
Great answer. That is the real big bang there.
Well, listen, guys, look, it's all very exciting stuff. We're really looking forward to seeing how this partnership develops. And I want to say thank you to both Simon and Mark for their answers today. Thanks to everyone that listened in. We'll be back soon, and take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
you, Chris. Thank you, Mark.
That was huge, guys. This might have been the best spaces. I don't know, they're all so good. But this one really took the cake here. I I don't know. Like this is amazing, guys. I'm really speechless here. They're saying that Fortune, publicly listed companies are contacting them about instant payroll now that the Genius Act has passed. Okay, Kevin Garrett, we got some little clarity. We got some clarity right here. The Genius Act was passed by both the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Clarity Act was only passed by the House, going to the Senate for review soon. Senate might make changes as needed. Got it. And also Genius Act, Trump signed it too, so it's done. It's done. Clarity Act, I guess, needs a little bit more tender care there. Let's look at the comments right here, right quick, and let's get out of here right quick. Yeah, I was later than I normally am because I had a Patreon only video with Max and Crypto Future, and also tomorrow we have a open mic night for the Patreon. So if you guys want more exclusive access to me, tomorrow we're going to be doing an open night, a mic night for the Patreon, where we just get in there and it's on Zoom. So if you choose to be viewed or not viewed, you can be. We're just asking questions and we're just getting at it. The first open mic night is already posted on Patreon, but yeah, tomorrow we're going to have another one. If you want to be a Patreon and you want that type of access, definitely look into it. Let's start here. Captain Jack, ZBCN. I definitely like Ben Moore too. He had a lot more enthusiasm. Yeah. This gentleman, and my apologies to him. I'm not trying to roast him or anything like that, but Ben seemed a lot more sharp. And his words seemed a little slurred sometimes to me. Ben seemed a little sharper as far as the words, and maybe just because I'm not a London guy, it didn't seem as sharp to me. But if you're a London guy, it's fine. But no disrespect to him, but I just grown to have liked Ben more. But he did a good job. or I just like Ben better. What's good? What's up, Brett V? What's up, Nerky? 530p. Yeah. What's up, Digital Money? 111. What up, Rue? Okay, we got another reaction from Mr. Forsyth. Shout out to him. Warrior the Dream. It's almost Friday. Yeah, got star that. Gotta love Fridays out here. .biz, Rue, what it do? What's up, brother man? What's up, Dave F? Zebec gonna partner with the ISOs. Already called it. Yeah, bro. Star for you out here. You were calling that. You were calling that. Shalom, Rue. Be blessed always. What's up, brother Jack Thompson? I already saw that you had to take off, bro. I know brother Jack Thompson is having a nice time right now with his loan. You know, shout out to the XPR network. Charlie J, what's up? Let's freaking go. Jose De La Torre, nice call, Brett. Blessings, guys. What's up, Raj T? TV Bible Stories. T Riley with the $5 super chat again. What's up, Gerald Jokes? What's up? Victory V, I'm back again, Rue. Member for life. What a game hanger for Zebec partnering with Algorand. I'm pretty sure that's a game changer. Yep, 100%. It's a for real game changer. Dreamer, hey man. Peter Berlara from Texas. Rico Clean, what's up? Jam. What's going on, Recruit? What's up, Kevin Garrett? Blackstreet. Yeah, that was Blackstreet. That was Teddy Riley. Thank you, John. I knew it was one of those. I knew he was he was their producer. He was their producer. Thank you, John. Game changer, not hanger. Yep. Yes, sir, Jack. Yeah, with that loan token, bro. Likes up. Yeah, definitely get the likes up, guys. It helps spread the channel around. We just crossed over 6,800 people. Let's get to 7,000. Please share the channel around. Please hit the likes and subscribes. 7,000. Let's get there, bro. Let's get there. What's good, brother? Yeah, we can hear it. Okay. What's a good reentry price on Algo? Hey, I mean, if the tech is as good as they say it is right now, this might be the entry price right here. What's up, Crypto Crossroads Show? Let's go ahead and highlight bro's channel here. Shout out to Crypto Crossroads Show. We just did a banger of a collaboration. If you go follow the Crypto Crossroads Show on X, why don't you? And then if you click on his YouTube, it'll take you right here to his YouTube, the Crypto Crossroads Show. And if you're just looking at his subscribers, he's a member of my community. So I know this guy's information is great. He just started his channel only 4 months ago. And I know he's giving me great information on Swift, great information on some other things as well. So I can definitely vouch for this gentleman's information. You can see here he does videos on Lightlink, Velo, and IXS. If I go here and click on my channel, you can see he and I just did a collaboration. Blackrue and Crypto Crossroads Show, Lightlink and Velo connections. Okay, check that out if you want to get a taste of how Crypto Crossroads does things. I made sure to highlight him in this video. Like, my man's research is on point. Again, like I said, he's a member of my community. I know that his information is great. Definitely go like and subscribe to him so you guys can get that alpha. And if you forget, by chance, you can come down to my featured channels and just come right over here and you'll see Crypto Crossroads Show. Okay, so Shouts out to bro. Root Crew all day. Let's go. Teddy Riley. What's up, Johnny? Nevermind. Lee, what is up? Hey, brother Ruel. What is going on? What's up, Carol B6989? I don't know how I always pause on that, Carol. I don't know. It's crazy out here. Hey, Root Crew. I'm here for the real deal. Appreciate it. What up, fam? Hit them likes. What is up, E? E is our moderator in Telegram. Hey, what's up, Phantom Beat? Teddy Jam for me. Phantom Beat, you know. How long is the Zebec patent on their payroll technology? That's a good question. I wasn't able to find that. I'm still not able to find that patent. You know, I think they have it though. I really do think they have it. How long it is, I couldn't tell you. Aaron Hall and Teddy Riley. Yo, what's up, Crypto Clay? Who else bought the back after that? Spaces, right? Patents keep going as you pay for them every few years. Yep. Speaking about patents, Dragon Chain has a lot of great patents. I did an exclusive interview with the CEO that is on the Patreon, and I have a ton of Dragon Chain videos for you guys to catch up on. It's in all of my videos. You can just check it out, my live videos and both my posted videos. King Pound 1, what's good, brother? What's good? What's up, Jack? Let's freaking go. Algorand is a beast of a connection, 100%. There's blood and water. Get these dips. Phantom B, Johnny Nevermore. Hey. What's up, Kid Graybo? Longtime patron. What's up, bro? Appreciate you being in the house. King Pound. Van Jacobs. XPR, Zebec, and Loan Protocol. I'm our answer to getting rich. That's a pretty good answer, bro. That's a pretty good answer. Star that comment. Frigid, I am the Don. Yeah, the Spaces was massive today, 100%. Another star here. It could go moon anytime within the next 3 years, but Christmas may come in January 2006 or 2026, excuse me. That is true, Johnny Nevermind. Usually you have people that adjust their crypto or their tax portfolio. They adjust their portfolios right before in December. So in December, there's usually some type of drop. It might be in the beginning, it might be towards the end, but usually in December, there's like a little bit of a drop. And then come January, everybody flows all the money into all the new investments they wanted for the year. Again, now here, what we're going to have to pay attention to is ISO for the world goes live 11/22. So that end of November to the beginning of December might be really, really nice. Whereas the end of December, once people are adjusting their portfolios, might be a little down time. Johnny knows. What price do you see XPR going to in 2033? Hey, man, it might be even sooner than that. Does XPR have a burning mechanism or escrow mechanism? Off the top of my head, I do not know, actually, for that. I know they do have the metal dollar. So there might be some type of burning or that happens with the metal dollar because you got to mint the metal. You got to do some minting there. So I have to really kind of think about that one and get back to you. Oops. Do you think ZBCN can get higher than $1 in light of the new partnership with Algorand? I think ZBCN is destined for $1. I think the way that they set up the tokenomics, this thing could be like XRP. The only question is, when will it hit $1? It's not even if anymore to me. Like, it's just when. I don't know when. I can't really say when. But for me, towards the end of the year, my price target is 5 to 10 cents. But honestly, knowing what we know now, as far as how they just laid things out for us, how Zebec is going to be basically the on and off ramp for fiat for all of these things, right? Algorand, Ripple, Stellar. Zebec is the on and off ramp. Zebec is the on and off ramp. I've speculated this multiple times with you guys, right? It all starts with the payroll where it comes on. Somebody works. It's proof of work, quote unquote. It's proof of work, but the work is a human working. A human works, they generate pay, and now you got that on ramp. And then you got the off ramp into the Zebec card, but through the super app, that off ramp could be just like Simon told us. It could be DeFi, it could be a tokenized stock, it could be a loan, it could be a house, it could be car payment, car loan, it could be remittance payments, it could be so much. But all of that is going to start with Zebec. All that's going to be part of like the super app, and just like Max has shown you with all the connections into the overledger. Now you got the overledger connecting all of these different networks together. It's crazy to think about now. Like, okay, you got Zebec super app connecting into the overledger, connecting into it so you can do your taxes. Then you got super app connecting over into like Carvana or something so you could buy a car. Then you got it connecting into Propy so you can buy a home. And you got it connecting to like Ripple Bank for whatever the heck you want to do with Ripple Bank, and like have like assets there, or connecting over to Ondo so you can buy BlackRock funds that are tokenized. The list goes on and on and on and on. Try to get more by August 2nd. Stay under half a cent for most of the year. Okay, gotcha. Let's see here. Let's go. January could go close to 4 cents. I think we get to 4 cents. I think we get to 5 to 10 cents before January. Way before January. Because think about it. Right now, 4 cents is what? 10x from here? It's really only 10x from here. So I really think we get there before January. Crypto Clay, let's not put dates on things, family. They never prove to be correct. Stay up on your research and stick to the fundamentals. Price is only distraction right now. Hey, Crypto Clay, got to start that for you, bro. You're right. Again, I think we got to think more with our investor hat than our price target hat, really. Because if we think about these as these are assets, okay, that are going to drastically outvalue the US dollar, both Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, like XRP, XLM, Algorand, Zebec. These are assets that are going to greatly outgrow the US dollar. Probably greatly outgrow any stock you could probably have, not financial advice. If we're thinking about it like that, time is our friend, actually, to be honest with you. Time is just going to make whatever money we have invested in these assets, just make them greater and bigger. Look at what happened with Bitcoin, right? If you were to go back in 2013 and tell somebody right now, right, that you're standing in 2025 and Bitcoin is $100,000, $20,000, they would literally laugh at you. They would not talk to you. They would think that you're crazy and stupid. Like, honestly, right? If you were to like literally kind of somehow transport yourself back to the time where Bitcoin was like, $1 or cents, or just like $10. Let's just say it was $1, and you told somebody, "Hey man, I'm 12 years in the future. It's $120,000 Bitcoin." They would just look at you and ridicule you. Like you wouldn't even be like, you would literally have the truth, And since they're in 2013, where it hasn't happened yet, they would look at you like you were stupid. Like, honestly, right? So we're here right now, 2025. Imagine what Zebec looks like in 2027, 2020, 2028, 2029, 2020, or 2030. Well, we're going to be holding even then, right? Let's even forget about like the end of the year. End of the year, I really think it's going to be 5 to 10 cents, right? But think about where it's going to be in 2030. And think about us if we could go back from 2030 to right now and talk to ourselves and say, man, you should have bought more of that when it was 0.00, when it was 2 zeros, 4 cents, or 2 zeros, 4. You should have bought more when it's 2 zeros, 4. Because I'm standing in 2030 right now, and bro, it's over $1. It's $2. It's $3. That's the type of hat we got to have on. I completely agree with you, Crypto Clay. Right? Just imagine, right now, people that had XRP in 20s, like let's say 2016, when it was under a cent. Let's bring that chart up. And that was only what? How many years ago? That wasn't even 10 years ago. And imagine, like, and there's people that hold on to like 401ks and these other accounts where like they're literally holding money for 20 years and they only get like 15-20% out of it. Right? This is true. This is real talk I'm giving you right now. But we're here in crypto, and we don't have the patience of 7 years. It's craziness to think about, right? That's so crazy to me when I think about it. So look, back here, when XRP was like 2 cents, 2017, a mere 7 years ago. I can think about some things that happened in 2017, right? A mere 7 years ago, you're sitting here with 1 cent, 2 cent XRP. What if you were there from here, from this year, and you're like, XRP is going to be $3, bro? Somebody would look at you like, they would be laughing at you, right? But we know, we've seen it. There's precedent. We already know that people, everybody who's everybody, like, BlackRock, all these companies, Bitwise, Fidelity, they're already hoarding these assets. They're already putting them in ETFs right now. And across the world, I've already showed you across the world, in Germany and different places, 21 shares and others have XRP and Algorand and Cardano and Solana and Bitcoin and all these different assets in ETFs, in ETPs, in ETNs across the world already. So it's not like we don't even have proof right now that all the companies that are the biggest companies in the world are already doing this. It's not like we don't know that the companies that own and govern Hedera are the hugest companies in the world. You see what I'm saying? So we already know that people are putting these assets away. Like the really old money important people are putting these assets away. So all we have to do pretty much is let time do what it does and get there, right? At least that's my view on it, right? That's just my opinion. Yes, Zebec will go to $1, but you got to have a significant amount to cash out your investment early and let it ride within 3 years. Like, of course, right? If you think, and it's funny. I almost want to go back. Okay, let me do this. Because it's interesting. Just in this instance, right? Let me go back here right quick. Give me 1 second here, y'all. I think this is going to be very important and good to do here. Because it's going to be interesting. Just time. In the time type of thing. 1 second. Just want to show you guys something here. Yeah, so I made a video where it was basically like when Zebec was at triple zeros, right? And there were people that were getting mad at me because I was like, okay, at this amount triple zeros, if you have 20 million Zebec, you'll be a millionaire, right? And there were people that were literally angry that I suggested. They were like, well, I essentially they were like, well, I can't afford that much. So why would you even say something like that? The average person can't even afford that much. It's like, well, just get what you can afford. Why is that? Why are you angry? Like, I don't understand. I'm giving you some asset that's 0.00. I'm not giving it to you, but I'm sharing with you my portfolio. And I'm telling you about an asset that's 000 something, and you're still angry. Like, that makes no sense to me. But somebody will come up here and talk about Nvidia, where it's like one share is like $200, and you're like, yeah. Like, people are like, it's just, perspective is crazy when you think about it, right? It's insane. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. I'm probably almost here to it. I thought it was. Okay, I think. Okay, let me see if I can find that video. Okay, I might not find it, but it was just crazy to me that I was talking about an asset that was triple zeros, and people were so mad that okay, here it is. Got it. Okay, let me see comments. Okay. So here. Zebec master mind map of connections. How 20 million Zebec can make you a millionaire. Okay. And some of the comments I had. Okay, here we're gonna look at a couple of them here. And this is already where we've moved on from that. Okay, let's see. Okay, what average person has 20K to drop on Zebec? Not a good title. Like, and my apologies if this person is in here and you're like, okay now, but I just need to I need to kind of focus on this so people know, like, whoops, so they know, like, time can really do some things for you in the cryptocurrency game. Okay, here it is. Yeah, this one particularly. 20 million Zebec, that's like 20K right now. Who has that kind of money to put in right now? So I say at 0.0077, it would have been a little bit under 16K, but that's really just a ratio. You choose for yourself how much you want. It's not too many projects with these partners that you can get in at 0.000x, right? And this was just 3 months ago. And we 10x since that point, and we've settled down at 0.0041, right? Which what is that? Like 7x? which is crazy to think about, right? Crazy to think about in just 3 months. So it's like, yeah, just keep stacking, and we'll get there. And then even maybe in 1 or 2, 3 years, it's $1. It's $2. And imagine like you're staking, right? So you're just getting Zebec essentially for free. But let me go back to something. Let me go bring up Zebec, and we'll stay on that. Okay, what do we want to look at here? Okay, let's look at the partners. Let's just keep it there as we read these comments. Keep stacking, have a plan that does not require cashing out. There you go. Crypto Clay, you're right, but my prediction 3 years. Agreed. I believe now November is the final month to be registered for an ISO. Yep. But again, we think they might already be compliant because they're partnered with Circle. I think you could see 4 cents before January, brother. 100%. Same here. November 2022. November 22nd. Yep. See Alan, what's up? Christmas might next year, but hold at least $1 million if you can. Yeah, because think about, yeah, if you hold $1 million and it gets to $1, right? Yeah, so I think I'm gonna hold at least $1 million or two forever. Within 3 years, ZBCN at 375. Wow. Good evening. What do you think about XDC? I like XDC. What's up, Mr. 56? ZBCN to 3 cents by the end of August. I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. I could definitely see that, bro. Again, my price target 5 to 10 cents by the end of the year. So whether it happens in August or November, I think it happens by the end of the year. Will there be staking on the super app? Probably eventually there will be staking because he said there will be DeFi on the super app. So I'm pretty much thinking that's going to be a yes, based off of what he's already told us. Hedera this bull run, $1. I could see $1, but long term I could see Hedera at $10 or more. I really could. Because think about these like stocks, right? I can really see Hedera with the people that hold it. Like again, we've been over the people that hold Hedera, and we can bring it up again here. And I've already shown you how on the World Economic Forum's website it says these people not only govern, but they own and govern Hedera. So they own and govern Hedera. Google, Fortune 500. IBM, Fortune 500. LG, Fortune 500. Dell, Fortune 500. We got Big Go here. Aberdeen. I'm not sure what that arrow. That's an interesting way to write it. That looks like something. That looks interesting. This almost looks like hieroglyphs or something. With that, kind of cube there. Yeah. What's up, Phantom Beat? What's up, Hybrid Dad? Bitcoin is at 116, crazy drop. What's up, Jago Gaming? A lot of good news coming to Zebec. Hold your bag. Kurt Dog reposted. Thank you. Hey, Rue, please redo your opening song. Same song, but I want to hear. You want to hear me do it? I don't know that I can do it. Indigo Saint is he's an award-winning artist in Zimbabwe. Man, I don't know that I can do it, bro. I Indigo is the man, bro. Like, what I need to do is play the rest of the song for you guys. Like, he killed it, bro. He it so embodies the whole channel. Like, man, my shouts out and my praises to Indigo Saint, man. He really did a really good job, man. Because if Clay Ozzybeck gets our stamps of approval from Rue, my man with the Denzel right there, bro. $100 get you around 25K Zebec right now. Start stacking family. Whatever you can afford is good, 100%. Because think about it, and I always tell you guys about how like I just go find some Tron that at the time I had it in wallet like 4 years ago. That Tron was only worth 17 cents, but now it's worth $15. Like, yeah, just get all you can afford, and you might even want to just put it in a wallet and just forget about it. Like, I have XRP just in a few different wallets, just like because one of these days when XRP actually reaches that 10K price, let's just say I have like 100 XRP like hidden in this at a 10K price. Well, I'm going to be a very happy man when I go find that 100 XRP at 10K. Of course, but then what will a dollar be worth at that point in time? X payments, yep. Buy more so you do not need to work again. 100% Veen Kim. Yeah, Quant. That's right. Yep, learned that the hard way. Stay safe, y'all. Co-wallet, buy all the ISO coins, 2 to 3 more years. We need the ETF. Yep, 100%. So more old people can buy too. Yep, because that's how the older guard is going to access crypto through these BlackRock and all these different funds. So because they really trust those funds. Now that we have Bitcoin and the biggest funds in the world, BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK Invest, Grayscale, you name it, right? Older people and mature funds can get to it. What's up, comedy artist Yo Rue? Zebecians. Zebekians. Stick with it. We'll all be winners, 100%. What's up, Detroit 313? Salutations. Yep, and we got that one. ZBCN. Wealth transfer is coming. Yep. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I mean, it's funny. Maybe Rue will hand you the mic, but until then, you may be the next subject of the Royal Crypto Roast. What's up, Crypto Plumber 589? Thank you, Colexes or Colex for reposting the stream. Gonna go check out Crypto Crossroads 100%. What's up, Block Trip? Yeah, I already watched the spaces. Bro, I had a chance to buy Bitcoin at $300, but thought it was a scam because my friend showed me a crypto exchange app that kept glitching and crashing. Boy, was I wrong. Yeah, I remember one of my former bosses, because you guys know I'm a coder, right? One of my former bosses was like, you should look into Bitcoin. And then I remember this to this day. To this day. Got that Dante Wilder going on here. To this day. To this day. um, someone asked me, like at the time, someone asked me to come do something, right? So I stopped what I was doing to go do what that person asked me. And I just distinctly remember that from this day on, I should have just, because I was filling out the whole thing to go into Coinbase and buy some Bitcoin. But instead they were effing with me and they asked me to come do something. I should have just continued what I was doing and just told them to just chill. Okay? But, sometimes, yeah. um, what's up, Jaws? I'm loading up on Algo and ZBCN. What's up, J Share 2.0? What up, though? Here in the stream. Just subscribe to Crypto Crossroads. Let's go. Algo will hit $5. Yep. Flight fan. Do you think Karate Combat can make all-time highs again? I think it's going to be hard for things like that. Maybe, but it's going to be hard because it's like, how are you going to get better than the USC and boxing? It's almost like they need to continue. Like, I think they need to continue to do things like they were doing with crypto guys. Like they were having crypto influencers fight. Like I think there's a whole market for that that's missing. Like I think they were doing good when they were doing it that way, where it was like, okay, but I know they're trying to be serious and almost like a what do you call it? Like a CFL for the NFL, if you would, right? Where MMA fighters can come and kind of cut their teeth and they'd be like an underleague for professional fighting, sort of like how baseball players go over to the Japan leagues or they go to a Latin American league, and if they're good enough, then they can move up to the big leagues, right? Honestly, I think they should do like the novelty fights where like the crypto influencers are fighting, and maybe your favorite like maybe if they have some girl fights, like like your favorite girl influencer or your favorite like TikTok influencer tried to fight your favorite TikTok influencer or something like that, or like those I think would be interesting, and they could get like and do like a pay-per-view of that. I think that would be so interesting. Like imagine if like I Show Speed was like fighting like Kai Cenat on karate. Bro, they would sell so many tickets for that. And like, you know, they wouldn't even have to be beefing, but people would just want to see it. If they were beefing, that would be great. But that would be great, kind of like a showmanship. If they were, but people would pay to see that. People would pay to see Kai Cenat and I Show Speed fight. And they probably pay more to see it more than one time. Or I don't know the girl influencers, but like some girl influencers fighting another girl influencer, or like Serena Carpenter fighting like I don't know who's another Taylor Swift or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, of course, those women probably wouldn't fight because they're making so much money with with music, but like let's say like a lesser musician person type of deal. Like I don't know who all the kids listen to today, but yeah, I think karate needs to do more stuff like that. That would be interesting. That would be amazing. I would pay to see that. Or like or the whole crypto influencers again. Keep doing your job, brother. He who listens and reasons prevails. Thank you so much for that. Loco Mansell. Kevin Dubs, there goes me. Oh, were you one of them, Kevin Dubs? Oh man, were you? Oh, that's okay, bro. I'm glad you're still watching though. I'm glad you're still watching though. And I just want to let you know though, Kevin Dubs, if you're still here, when I did that show, man, I wasn't trying to do that to like make people like haha, you can't get to 1 million. That was never the intent. It was just to be like, oh, well, this is something to shoot for type of deal, right? That's what I was doing it for. I was trying to give people an idea of like, okay, well, instead of you thinking of like 1 million is so far away, $1 million, right? Maybe it's only 16K. Or if you can't afford that, like get as close as you can to that, right? And get ready for the next opportunity. And get ready for the next opportunity. It was never meant to be something that was like a flex or something to make people feel like they weren't good enough or anything like that. Just get as much as you can and build and build and build and build. Like and continue building, bro. It was never meant to be something like thumbing my nose at people. Just so you know, bro. Just so you know that. I appreciate everybody who watched. Patience gonna unstack until next run. See, yeah, just stack, build. I'm gonna get more excited though to the next bull run. So I can stack through the next bear market with Rue and Crew. Where do you think Algo can go? Well, I mean, I can't even say at this point. I know Algorand had got all the way to like $4 at one point, I think. Eyes and ears to see and hear. Blackrue got nothing but receipts since I came across his channel when he collaborated with Underdog. Shout out to Underdog Research Channel, man. Underdog Research Channel, like he told me, and he always says this, right? Because he said when he started doing crypto, like my show was one of the first shows he came along. So can you imagine that? Like, so Underdog he got into this game because of me. Like, man, that means so much to me to like just inspire one person, right? And here we are. We're almost at like 7,000 people subscribed to the channel, man. It's an honor. It's an honor, man. I really appreciate it. How about Algo? What's up, Ernie? Ernie Calavello. Technically powerful, momentum strong. A buyer under 0.005, 100%. Facts Crossroads. No utility bull run could be totally different. Maybe massive. Yep. Yeah. Never know the utility bull run. Yep. So yeah, the utility coins never really had a bull run, and you can see that if you look at Stellar's chart, like their whole chart, they just would go up and stop at $1. So they're worth way more than $1. Way more than $1. So I can't wait to see what happens with things like Stellar, Ripple, Quant, you name it, right? I cannot wait to see what happens with those. There's a company I've seen that you can earn crypto from driving your car. Yep, that's right. I have one of those devices. I haven't freaking plugged it in yet. Or there's a salon. I don't know if this is still even around yet. Modus is one that I have from SoarChain. I still haven't installed this thing yet. But Nadix is another one. I should be using that dang on thing, but I probably should just sell it now since I never use it. Do you think Zebec hit 2 cents? Easy. I think just 2 cents. Easy will hit 2 cents. Ethan, what's up, Ethan? I've also seen Kyla Crypto talking about launching the Asian market in Q4 this year. October and December is Q4. Yep. I used to be a valet years back. Coworker tried to get me to invest in mine with him. I was like, nah, bro. Oh man. I know what you mean, bro. Oh, I know what you mean. Like I'm telling you, I go back on that time every time with the Bitcoin where he was just like, "Oh, all you got to do is do this, and like you can sign up and get some Bitcoin." And I swear, Bitcoin had to be. It couldn't have been no more than like $200 or $300 at the time. Like, man, oh man, yeah, yeah. Uh, all meme coins will die 100%. Good riddance. Fetch AI connects to Ford, General Motors, BMW, Mercedes. I reckon we start up from September. What about what about Windio? Your crypto plumber and crypto area? What's your price prediction for Solana's AI coin? It's Solana's AI coin. I think instead of focusing on AI coins, it would be better to focus on coins that use AI tech. That's where I'm kind of at with that. There was a crypto or there was a stock called AI that I was in at one point in time. And I'm still in it, like just for like a share, right? But there's a point in time where it was, and I don't think I'm hurting the Patreons by talking about Robinhood because we've talked about it already. Um, Robinhood and this AI stock were both at around $33 a share. And then I noticed that Robinhood started to go more than this AI stock. So I just moved all of my money from that AI one to Robinhood. And now Robinhood's it's over $100 a share. And I 3x'd. And that AI stock is still sitting there at 28, $24 a share, oscillating. So in this instance, I think if you're looking for AI, it may be better to do it, Zebec, because they're going to use that towards payroll. Or it might be better to use or to go to something. Well, my patrons, they have a AI stock that I'm looking at, but they use AI for a specific reason for this stock. It's not just an AI company. Um, yeah, so like Algorand, I'm sure Algorand uses like some type of AI or some type of AI tool or some AI like stuff in its system, right? Or yeah, those are ones I can think of off the top of my head. No problem. I understand. I was able to buy the dip at 777 I've been buying ever since. See, start that. I'm glad, bro. I'm glad. I'm glad. The company that connects to AI, Fetch AI, is Sorchain. Oh, is that right? Okay, Sorchain, the old BD port, driving your car and on crypto. Yeah, I need to just plug it in, bro. I just keep forgetting to do it. Um, New project on Hedera Wallet, which is huge, called Bank Social. It's hard to get, not that hard to get. Yeah, Bank Social. I need to get some more Bank Social. I have some. Yeah, Demo's another one. Demo's another one. Thank you, Crypto Plumber. 589. I like Orc 2 and AI Tech. Where's XPR going to be by year end? It's hard to say with that one. I'm thinking like 33 cents or more, but it's one of those ones that's so undervalued. I can almost see it at $1. I really could. Stronghold for sure. I almost see Stronghold at $1 too. And it's just it just did the thing where it spruced up to 2 cents and it's still just hanging there. It's still just hanging there. So in this whole little drop that we just had where XRP and everything went down, it didn't move much. It's just sitting here, accumulating. It keeps feeling like it wants to get into this range. but it keeps stopping short of it. Now, what happens when the Clarity Act happens, right? Do they take their next leg up? It seems like everything in the market is just waiting to hit that next little step. It's just waiting. Next RP now that it's pulled back, it looks like it's ready to hit its next step too. Day chart, 12-hour chart. Okay, yeah, it's looking like it's turning back around on this 310 area. So if you read this, Rude Brothers, I've been watching your content for a while. We're all in our 20s, and we couldn't have invested in crypto if it weren't for creators like you and Max. Man, that's cool. Thank you for that, Kevin Garrett. I really appreciate that. All you guys who said these things to me, like it means a lot, man. This is the goal of the channel. This is the goal of the channel for real. Like Kevin, you, I know King Pound One has shared something like that, similar. Different other guys have shared things like that. A Crypto Crossroads with me. Like I said, Underdog Research Channel. Man, this was always my goal when I started this channel. It's like for everybody to learn about crypto and like financially free themselves, man. It's good. It's good to see. It's good to see. Did you hear Facebook built a data processing center the size of Manhattan in Louisiana? Computation power is huge demand, which means crypto utility plays will take over. You're going to be rich 100%. The VS is what I was talking about, the crypto influencer battle. Oh, you said crypto, man, Wendy O versus Crypto Airy. That would be a slaughter, bro. That's not even. That's nice. That's not nice. Crypto Aries, she's an older lady. That's not fair, bro. That's not fair. Maybe Wendy O against Jenna X. Like they're probably around. Maybe they're the same age. I don't know. But they seem like they would be more of a fight. Like crypto Wendy O and Jenna X. And see, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I would pay to see that, right? I would pay to see that. Like just like I pay to see Kai Cenat and I Show Speed fight each other, right? So those would be interesting instead of like all these Jake Paul like setup fights, like or allegedly. Instead of those, like I would love to see Karate Combat do something like that. Like let's have Wendy O and Jenna X get in there, or I Show Speed and Kai Cenat. Let's have Aiden Ross and Charleston White get in there or something, or Aiden Ross and Michael Rubin. Let's see something like that. Let's see those guys fight. Let's see who is it? Let's see 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Let's see 50 Cent and Ja Rule fight in Karate Combat. I'd pay to see that junk. I'd pay money to see that junk. Yeah, let's have Drake and Kendrick go at it in Karate Combat. You know how much money that would gross? Drake and Kendrick fighting in Karate Combat. I would pay so much money to see that junk. Like they have like a rap battle right before they actually fight. Oh, that would be hilarious. Yep. Been on a small amount of SHX for a good minute. Thanks to Rue's Patreon, very small amount, but still, yeah, every small amount counts, man. SHX did what ZBCN is about to do before and maybe in September. Yep, 100%. Like I can really see SHX go to like $1, like strong, like quick and fast. Like it like just how crazy it went to like 2 cents real quick. Yeah, people are so sleeping on SHX out here. SHX and XCN went over 2 cents in days. Imagine ZBCN and ticking time bomb, what it can do any day. Yep, I agree, man. But yeah, sorry I got to y'all a little late tonight because we did something for the Patreon people. Again, we're gonna have an open mic night for the Patreon people tomorrow. Definitely, you guys will want to be around for that if you're in the Patreon. So definitely, if you made it to the end, not in the comments right here, but in the comments of the show after the live exits, if you can put, let's put RWA. RWA in the comments of the video. It'll help spread the video around. The more comments I get on the video, the more the video spreads around to YouTube, and we want to grow the channel to 10K. If I can get to a point where we're doing content, like, you know what I mean? If we can get to a point of subscribers where we're doing content every day, you know what I mean? It just benefits everybody, right? So yeah, definitely if you can put into the comments RWA. King DJ Paul, what do you think Zebec will go price wise? 5 to 10 cents by the end of the year. So definitely, I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.